Reds Podcast. Here are your hosts, Ricky Logan and Roger Straz.
All right, welcome to the Red Hot Reds Podcast. That's Ricky. I'm Roger. It is that time of the week that we're going to have a special guest. Our special guest is the Cincinnati Reds 2025 ninth round pick out of Arizona State University, where he had an outstanding career there at Arizona State and earned All-American status there, and also now plays for the outfield for your Daytona Tortugas and has earned Player of the Week the week of August 17th, I believe, 2025. Please welcome to the show, Mr. Kien Vu.
Ricky, Roger, thank you guys for having me. I'm pumped to be here.
Yeah, welcome to the show. We been building this up because we've got a couple of our guys that follow us, guys that are friends with us, have been really looking forward to this because we've been kind of teasing it out for a little bit. But really, we're really thankful for the time that you're giving us to answer some of our serious questions and some silly questions in there. So thank you again.
Let's do it. No problem.
Yeah, you're a real popular guy in our Twitter circle.
Yeah. I'm excited to answer these questions then.
Yeah, for sure. We start off every interview with the same question. It usually goes, you can go either way. What is your first baseball memory or your favorite baseball memory?
Yeah, let's see. I would say the earliest baseball memory I have, and it's more recent than like 5 and 6 years old, but the earliest and most favorable baseball memory would be a home run that I hit. I was probably 11 years old, where it was the week of, maybe 2 weeks prior, that my dad had said he would get me, I think at the time, a PS4 if I hit a homer. And I was a tiny kid, and I think he had made that bet knowing that there was a very small chance that I'd actually get one out. And so, I ran into one, and it was barely snuck over the fence to the pull side. And as soon as I hit it off the bat, I watched it for a little. And once I realized that it was over the fence, I don't think I've ever ran faster in my life. I was sprinting around those base paths, and yeah, as soon as I touched home, I pointed and looked at my dad. He had known what happened. He had known what happened and started talking to the other parents. And so, yeah, that's a memory that like has really stuck out, and probably when I fell in love with the game. So it's the one that stands out for sure.
Yeah, I would say, I think I did a little bit of research, and we heard about this home run, Ricky and I, about the PS4 bet.
Really? I think I've said that actually as a favorable memory.
Yeah. So like was that something that your dad would often do? Try to like get you to kind of some sort of a motivation for a baseball game or whatnot, or is that like the one time and then he learned his lesson never to do that again?
Yeah, it was the one time, and he learned his lesson never to do that again. Yeah, he was never much of a briber. And like I said, I think that he had said it kind of jokingly, but a bet's a bet, so he had to pay up.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm sure he learned his lesson, especially because the PS4 probably wasn't cheap even back then.
No, it wasn't.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my little brother had a guy when he was in, I guess it'd be instructional league. It wasn't T-ball, it was like pitching machine, I guess like 8U or whatever. And he had an older guy. He's like, if you hit a home run, I'll buy you ice cream. And I think my brother hit 26 home runs. It was like extra motivation.
He learned his lesson too then.
I guess talking about memories, like, do you have a memory of like the first time you went to a game, like a professional game?
Ooh. Well, so I was actually born in Houston. So I grew up going to Astros games, and I don't really have a memory of them, but I see pictures. And that stadium's awesome. So kind of trying to remember and thinking that I remember going to those games has been pretty cool. But then also, once my family and I moved to San Diego, I still believe Petco is one of the coolest parks in America. So, growing up going to those games and sitting, it's called the Park in the Park in the outfield with that grass lawn was really cool. So yeah, I don't have a specific memory from any of those games, but I feel like those are two really cool ballparks getting to grow up in.
Yeah, Roger and I are like, we're old enough to remember when the Astros had the hill in
Yeah.
center field,
Right.
in the
That's unbelievable.
the pole that was in play.
Yeah. I don't know who came up with that and how they decided to stick with it. But that's unreal.
Yeah, seems very unsafe to put that in the outfield for one
Right.
thing.
Right.
Like, hey, go deal with that center fielder. And you being a center fielder, I'm sure you would not want to have to worry about running.
Yeah,
into
no,
a pole.
I'm glad I haven't had to learn how to do
Get your
that.
cardio in mid game.
Right. Some hill sprints.
Did you have any certain players that you watched when you were growing up? Any players that you try to model your game after, or just guys you watched all the time?
I grew up watching Ichiro a lot. I think like just him being an outfielder, and then I wouldn't say I tried to copy his game because that's a pretty unique swing. But he has a hose from the outfield, and he made some like, I mean, I remember that play he made in San Francisco, I think, where he was like tracking a ball and then turned his back to like kind of deke the runner and then played it off the wall. Just little things like that kind of helped me understand how much like IQ, I guess, goes into the game. And players like him who really grinded out the game and had a lot of success at that level is someone that I admired and I watched. And then I guess modeling my game after, not so much, but I've always thought of myself as kind of like a unique guy with a unique swing. So I've tried to play my game, but admire the games and the minds that the greats play, like Ichiro.
Yeah, wrongfully shorted of a unanimous Hall of Fame vote. He should have been 100%.
Right.
Whoever didn't vote for him shouldn't have a ballot.
Exactly.
Ridiculous.
I agree.
That was recent, right? Like
that was just this past year, I believe, 2025. He got inaugurated, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
That's crazy. Yeah. Well, what kind of ball player then were you as a player? If you weren't like Ichiro type, well, how would you describe your game as a youth before you got to high school?
Yeah. It was I never had much power. I honestly didn't have any until I think I got to college, and I would still consider myself undersized and not as powerful as some of the guys out there, but I never hit home runs. I was definitely more of a slap the ball around the yard kind of player. And then growing up, I definitely was a defender over anything. I kind of took pride in my defense and thrived in that aspect of the game. And then also just playing with a higher IQ is what I think I've always kind of grown up with. It might have been instincts or great coaches, but just kind of slowing the game down and understanding the game has been something that I think I grabbed onto at a young age, and just watching baseball has helped me carry that over into my game today. So yeah, it's definitely a defender that understood the game well, and then kind of figured out his bat as my career went on. And there's still so much room to improve, but that's definitely where I was at and where I'm at today.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, we definitely value defense here in Cincinnati. We've got a bunch of guys that we just traded for, like Key Brian Hayes, for example. You know what I mean? Like, so you fit in exactly the mold. I think what the Reds are looking for, a fundamental guy who's working to get better every single day. And that's not, there's no question here. I'm just here just to, just to say that's
the player that you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Yeah. And I do, like, everything that I've been taught so far directly aligns with what the Reds are kind of preaching, which is exciting. And it wasn't too much of it hasn't been a crazy transition yet. And everything that they've said, I've just I'm trying to soak it all in, because it's all great information, and they know what they're doing. So it's exciting to be a part of something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, you were kind of, I guess, lightly recruited out of high school. So what was that like, going like a walk-on to Arizona State? And then I guess you're kind of in the NIL era too. So how was that come into play with that also?
Yeah. So NIL did start right as I think it was my senior year of high school, or maybe even the year before that, but it did change a lot. And with the transfer portal, it changed a lot. And to this day, like I feel like high school kids are starting to have a tougher and tougher time getting recruited out of high school. But that wasn't my excuse. I just wasn't that great in high school. I think throughout high school, I didn't really understand the player who I was, or who I was meant to be, if that makes sense. I mean, everyone loves the home run and the slow trot around the bases, but I didn't have that at all. And so there was, I mean, in high school, a lot of swing and miss, stuff like that. And I didn't really tap into who I was as a player until college. And so that probably went into my, I guess, under recruiting. And so, like I've said before, like I can't thank the staff at Arizona State enough, because they recognized that there was a player in there that they could develop and they can understand. And it wasn't attractive in high school. Like I wasn't the player that schools wanted to grab or anything. So I was lucky enough, and I'm forever grateful. I was lucky enough to get a spot at ASU as a like, I guess, preferred walk-on, or as a walk-on my freshman year. And so I kind of took it and ran with it. And then I was surrounded by some great teammates and great staff that helped me reel it back a little and understand that I needed to spray the field a little better, really focus on my defense, get on base, manufacture runs, just anything I can do to win a ball game. And that's not going to be the grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. It might be working the walk or getting a single, things like that, little things like that. So they helped me understand that, and helped me become more consistent. So then, yeah, that's kind of where my baseball career and that under recruitment to ultimately getting drafted has kind of taken place. And then as for NIL, like, it was, ASU's getting a lot better with NIL, but the NIL wasn't really the prime motivator for me. I would say, out of all the Power Four schools now, it's definitely on the lower end of NIL funding. But that's not what I, along with so many of the guys that graduated and played at ASU, were in it for. I mean, they got the name MLBU for a reason. So I think that's what a lot of guys are. They're there to win games and keep playing, as opposed to getting that fast cash, I guess, that NIL is starting to become.
Yeah. It's kind of a crazy world for sure.
It is.
Yeah, and I guess kind of talk about Arizona State. Like, you had a really good career there. You hit 351, a 1.062 OPS, 25 home runs. I guess nothing to write home about. So how was that experience? And then how do you look back at your career, I guess, from the play standpoint of your time there?
Yeah. I mean, I loved it. I loved every second of it. I would say my 3 years, I don't want to say I failed, because there are so many things to be kind of pumped on, but we didn't make it as far as I think we should have all 3 years. And yeah, I had some highs during those seasons, which, like, I mean, great coaching. I'm surrounded by great players. It's very easy to find success there because everyone is hungry for it. But then, as for, like, the win column, we definitely fell short a few years in a row that we were all pretty upset about. And so, I mean, like I said, I loved every second of it, but if I could go back and do it again, we'd be in Omaha, I'd like to say. So I guess that's kind of my takeaway from it. And yeah, I'm going to look back on those 3 years very fondly. And it's a great place to play baseball. And yeah, if my younger brother, I'm gonna encourage him to try to get a spot on that team, and I know he's gonna love it. So yeah, we left some meat on the bone is kind of all I'd say.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is MLBU, and yeah, not getting Omaha probably it stinks. But individually, I think you showed that you were draft eligible, draft talent. Like, take us to that point. Like, was that a process in your junior year that you did a lot of tryouts, a lot of workouts with different teams? Like, how involved were your coaches were helping you through the draft process? And then take us up kind of like up to the day of the draft.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing for me my junior year was not getting ahead of myself. I understood that I had a good sophomore year, and so I had put myself in a position to possibly go in the draft. And then I had a bunch of workouts right after my junior season that I had to think about, but we were constantly reminded. We had, I think, like 10 guys and go in the first 10 rounds. So there's a lot of us that our coaches had to remind that we were there to win. And with that win will come individual success. So I think throughout my junior year, I tried to almost forget about the draft and focus on winning, and a lot of us did. And then so once the season was over and I was going to those workouts and kind of getting ready for the draft, it was a very anxious time, I'd say is the best way to describe it. That was probably the longest 3 or 4 weeks of my life. And so just juggling that and trying to figure, I mean, everyone's trying to guess where you're go. I was trying to guess where I was going to go. It's kind of a tough 3 or 4 weeks, but it's an awesome spot to be in. So I mean, our head coach Willie Bloomquist, who was a Sun Devil and Diamondback legend, he's played for all these teams. He was great, and he kind of sat us all down and kind of told us how it'll go, and that we just need to, now that the season was over, we can kind of relax and I guess get ready for the draft, spend time with our families, and it's not out of our hands or out of our control, but it's definitely, the work is kind of done in that sense. So it's a weird time and a lot of mixed emotions, but it was a cool experience for sure.
And and we actually got I don't know if you know this story, but I think your fellow teammate at Daytona and ninth round pick wasn't McChrystal, I think, in anyway, but he told us a story on draft day that he was, I don't know if he was just kind of maybe just trying to do whatever to take his mind off the draft, or if this is just his usual thing. But he said that on the day that he got the call from his agent, he was playing Fortnite with his friends and had to abruptly stop the game because he's got like a really important call he's got to take from his agent, and be like, oh, okay, the Reds are taking you in the 9th round. Was your story anything like that, or was it a little bit different, or what? Were you playing any video games at the time?
That's smart. No, I wasn't playing any video games, but if I could go back and do it again, I think I would play some video games, because I mean, I was cooped up in front of that TV for way too long. It was cool though. Honestly, like, it was really cool because we had so many guys from ASU go in those top 10 rounds, and then probably a few after that as well. Just kind of seeing guys that I've not grown up with, but I've spent like the every day of the last 3 years with.
You became an adult with them.
Exactly. Yeah. I became an adult with them. I turned 21 with them. So just seeing them fly off the board so quick was really cool too. So I think if I were to go back and do it again, I'd probably play Fortnite and then have the draft going on right next to it. And of course have my ringer on. But no, I just spent it with my girlfriend and then my family. We were all cooped up in front of the TV waiting for my name to be called.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I have a two-parter. As far as like the draft, like, did you have? You kind of talked about it a little bit. Did you have any idea of like the teams that were looking at you? Like, obviously Cincinnati ended up taking you, but did you have like any conversations with some other teams about possibly going to them?
Yeah. I mean, I did workouts and had meetings for a few other teams, but I also had a workout in LA for the Reds. that I thought went really well. So leading up to the draft, I want to say my agent had narrowed it down to a couple of teams, but he said the Reds are interested, really interested. So I would say come draft day, it was probably down to like 3 or 4 teams that I had a good idea on, and the Reds were one of them. So I mean, I couldn't be happier. It's in a great spot. Being able to stay in Arizona was awesome. Um, so yeah, and it's a great organization to be a part of. But like I said, like I didn't have much of an idea, and I had been told so many times that like anything can happen. I mean, they could be looking for an outfielder and they could get another outfielder and then not need me anymore. And so it truly is a strange feeling that day and leading up to it. It's just anxiety, and there's nothing you can do about it, and it's out of your hands. And so yeah, I guess I tried not to expect too much because I just assumed that it probably wouldn't go the way I thought it was going. So I just went into it with a clear head, and when the Reds called, I was pumped.
Yeah, I guess, and then following up on that, like your first week in Daytona, you go, I think 0 for 10.
Mm-hmm.
The only time you reach base, you got hit by a pitch. Like,
Yep.
what was that first week like? And then to have the next week, you go out and win Player of the Week. Like, that's got to be just incredible.
Yeah, I mean, that first week was brutal. I've told so many people about that. Like going 0 for 10, I probably had 7 or 8 strikeouts. I mean, you can imagine how much doubt was in my mind after that Sunday game. It's an incredible feeling because you're just like, I don't think I've been at a lower point recently when it came to baseball. So yeah, I mean, going through that, it was tough, and actually I think I had that Monday off of that next week. And so I sat down with the sports psychologist that the Reds got, and I was just like, what's going on? And he was like, he really calmed my mind. And then I started journaling a little, and there's a few things that I worked on to start that Tuesday game. And my dad had flown out. I don't know if he saw how much I was struggling or if he already planned to come out, but he came out, which was awesome. And then, yeah, just trying to flush it. And it happens to everyone. I mean, 0 for 10 is kind of stretching it, but slumps like that happen to everyone. And so, yeah, I flushed it, turned it around, and then and I think if I remember correctly, the bats were kind of firing that week. So it's I mean, everyone says it hitting's contagious, and I think that same week Duno had like 4 or 5 homers with, I mean, what he always does, 4 or 5 homers, 4 or 5 doubles, just so just kind of feeding off of that and getting in my rhythm was huge.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of the Florida State League, we hear a lot of things about it that's really hard to hit down there, down south. I don't know, the humidity or the ballpark or all the other different type of factors that can go into it. Is it as difficult as they say to hit down there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to compare it to. I went from college to the Florida State League, but it was tough. A lot tougher than college, and so whatever's next for me, I'll definitely have that to compare it to. But yeah, it was tough. Humidity, the ball's not really flying. I would say the pitchers are really competitive too. Like it wasn't. I don't know what I expected going into it, but they were chucking it pretty good. Um, so yeah, it is tough. It is definitely tough. And I think the biggest thing is there's humidity, so the ball doesn't fly, and it's a little discouraging when you're hitting BP and barely making it out of the infield. But um,
Right. Yeah,
that probably has a little to do with it.
That's right. Oh, yeah,
Ryan McChrystal talked about that, especially about Duno. He said that he hit a ball, it barely cleared the fence, and then like Duno would come up and rip on like 430 or 440.
Yeah,
He's like, we get it, dude. You can hit a ball 150 EV. Like, let's go. Like, I
yeah.
get home runs too.
If you just saw Duno hitting, you'd think he's still in Arizona. He's parking it.
Yeah. So, kind of getting off a little bit about baseball stuff. we hear that you're a big burrito guy. You like burritos.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite burrito? And then I'll let you answer that. And then I got to follow up to that.
Yeah. Short answer, I like California burritos.
And kind of going into Cincinnati, have you had any Cincinnati foods yet, like Cincinnati chili or anything like that yet?
I've not. I didn't know Cincinnati chili was even a thing, actually.
Oh, you are in for a treat, my friend.
Where can you get that, like, anywhere, or is that like
So-
is there a specific spot?
They have it in a can. You can buy it, and
Okay.
in California, you can buy it in a can.
And it's still called Cincinnati chili?
So there's Cincinnati chili, there's Gold Star chili, and there's Skyline
Okay.
chili. Those are like the three like famous ones. Cincinnati chili is kind of like the generic brand for it. It's still like the Skyline colors, but it's hard to explain what Skyline chili is because everyone just thinks chili, like a big like hearty bowl of chili with like spaghetti
Right.
noodles, and it's
Right.
not. It's like
Okay.
like apparently like the lore behind it. It's like a Greek dish where it's like a chili paste over
Okay.
spaghetti, like spaghetti noodles.
Okay.
And then you have a 3-way, 4-way, 5-way. So like a 3-way is like spaghetti, chili, cheese. 4-way is spaghetti, chili, cheese, beans or onion, and then a 5-way is all the way. But I have an addiction.
Complex.
I have an addiction to the Skyline potatoes. So you make a baked potato and you put chili on your baked potato.
Oh, that sounds really good. I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah,
And
and
It
then
does sound addicting.
the only thing that also that's kind of like real special at Skyline or Gold Star or wherever in Cincinnati is called a coney. It's kind of like the regular kind of coney, but they put their Skyline stuff on it. They put mustard, onions, all kinds of stuff. So like, yeah, Ricky's making it sound real good. I'm sure California burritos may have a little bit of an edge on Cincinnati chili, but I'm not from Cincinnati straight off, so like
Me
it's an
neither.
acquired taste to say the least. It's
Oh,
nothing-
really? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it is very, very controversial. Like it's
Yeah.
a
Really?
The people love it. The
Yeah.
people that don't love it hate it.
Okay. Is it one of
Like-
those things that, like, if you're from Cincinnati, you like it, and then the rest of the world thinks you're kind of crazy?
basically.
Okay.
But like for instance, like my case, like I was born in California, moved to Indiana. My dad, born and raised Northern California, hated it. I didn't have Skyline chili until I was in high school, and I just fell in love with it.
Really? Okay. I mean, I won't knock it till I try it. I'll give it
The
a fair
best way
chance.
to experience it is in the restaurant.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
the can's fine. It's just not the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
That
then
makes
as
sense.
far as like other Cincinnati foods, like you got Grater's ice cream, legendary. You got to try
Okay.
that. Grippo's chips.
Okay.
Their barbecue's like top notch. I love Grippo's chips. What else is there?
I'll have to write all this down.
Yeah, I would say we'll message you later. The whole list.
Sweet.
Yeah. Hey,
Sweet.
if we run into you in Arizona, we'll have a goodie bag for you or something.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
For sure. Yeah, but yeah, definitely. I'm a Grater's ice cream guy. What is it? The raspberry.
Black raspberry chocolate chip.
Yeah, try that as well. But anyway,
Okay.
sometimes our podcast turns into a food podcast.
It does.
And I really apologize for that.
I don't mind it.
But yeah, I guess going back to it a little bit with baseball, like what's it like playing with the I mean, you guys had such a different team. I mean, you joined it in like August. What was your experience like playing for the Tortugas, kind of like jumping in mid-season?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was tough, as you guys saw with the 0 for 10. But I would say having that coaching staff was pretty huge too. I mean, the guys are great, so it was easy to jump right in. But having Willie and Lenny and still there. Oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Having guys like that was huge. And there was a number of times after that 0 for 10, I went up to both of them and was like, "You guys ever done something like this?" And Lenny had actually been like, "Believe it or not, I started my pro career like 0 for 20 or something like that." So that was great to hear and kind of reassuring that I mean, it's easy to turn it around. So yeah, it was weird jumping into the middle of the season, but I'm sure guys are kind of used to it, with that kind of pro ball feeling. So the guys on the team made us feel right at home, which was a huge help for sure.
Yeah, you kind of came up at a strange, not I don't want to say strange, but like a unique time for Daytona, because they had like obviously they had like Duno like the whole season, but like around June, July, August, around that time frame, they brought up like Tyson Lewis came up,
Right.
Arnaldo Lantigua came up, Alfredo Alcantara came up. Like there was a bunch of like the ACL guys came up. So like, what do you have any crazy stories about like spending time with them?
Yeah. I mean, they were all kind of in the same boat as us. So, it was. I don't have any crazy stories. Let me think. I mean, it was honestly the coolest story was I think we all kind of got in there around the same time, and I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the team was not struggling, but definitely up and down in terms of like winning. So it kind of felt like once we all got out there, or maybe it was just that time of year, we started turning it on a little, and then we made that run all the way to the finals was really cool. And I mean, we all wanted to win, and it was a cool feeling that I mean, we might have not known each other as well as like a college team per se, but kind of coming together, and there was also a language barrier that a lot of us had to try to figure out, but coming together and making that push that we did was a really cool feeling. And it was a lot of people say the feeling in pro ball is going to be a lot different than in college, but um it was a very similar feeling. We all wanted the same thing. We all wanted to win, and so making that run together with a group of guys that I don't know too well was kind of bonding in a way. And it made it a lot of fun.
I want to say more on that. Like, how was that run going into the playoffs? Like, I mean, it seemed like a bunch of the affiliates kind of got a little big run at the end. Like the Dayton Dragons won like a bunch of games at the end.
Yeah.
Chattanooga was in the playoffs because they had a hot run in the first start, so they were playing playoff baseball like you guys. Like what was that experience like? Just kind of like you said, when that all clicked. How did that feel? And like, what was that experience like?
It was cool. It's tough to describe, but when you and the team are winning, you kind of feel unstoppable for a little. And we were mixing in losses. It wasn't like we were just winning out. But I mean, it really seemed like our pitchers had confidence, and then as a hitter, it seemed like 1 through 9 could do damage. It just feels like everything's going your way. Everyone's playing well. Everyone's happy. There's so many positives. And yeah, when everyone's playing well, everyone's happy, and there's good clubhouse morale. So I think that once we got hot a little, it was easy for us to come together and kind of keep pushing. And then yeah, all the affiliates started to pick it up, and I think at the time I was kind of new to how this was all going to work, and oblivious to the success that we were all having, and even the Reds made a push at the end there too, which was super cool to be a part of. And it looking back on it, it's an experience that I'm gonna look forward to next year as well. Um, but it was a cool feeling having everyone kind of pulling for the same goal.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So, like I said earlier in the show, we have you're like a very popular player in like our Twitter circle, just
Yeah.
and like Reds Facebook group, Reds Twitter. So we asked a couple people we asked some people, so like if they had a question for you. We had our friend Ethan asked a question. He said, "What are your goals and your outlook for the 2026 season?"
Yeah. I have a lot of individual goals. Stuff like consistency and minimizing slumps. I want to make some cool catches in the outfield. I want to cut down on strikeouts and raise my walks. But the biggest goal for me is to win baseball games. And going through I know people say in pro ball that I guess mindset kind of gets lost, but one of the biggest things that I would pull out of my college career is when the team is winning and the team is doing well, there's a lot of individual success that comes out of that. And I'd say that's the biggest thing I'm pulling for. And when I might not be swinging it well one day, or I might make an error in the field, but if I can help the team win, like I said, morale kind of comes up. And for myself as a player, if we're winning, it's easier for me to play better baseball. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of small, like, nitpicky things that I have for myself. Like I said, like raising walks, cutting down strikeouts, making cool plays in the outfield. But at the end of the day, the biggest thing is going to be winning, and whatever affiliate I'm at and whatever team I'm on, if we're winning, I would imagine I'm having a lot of individual success as well.
Yeah, for sure. What does your off season look like since the season's ended with the Tortugas? You said you're in Arizona. You're working out at your school and whatnot, I believe. So, like, how's your off season program been?
Yeah, it's been good. I don't think I've ever had this much time off in my life, so it's been weird, and I'm starting to get that itch again to get back out there. But it's been cool. I got an apartment with one of my buddies he's a grad assistant actually at ASU still. So it's right by the field, and I've just been getting up in the mornings and going to work out, going to hit, going to throw, everything I need to get done. And then in the afternoons I golf, or I'll go hang out with some buddies. There's a lot of guys that are in the same boat as me that went to ASU and got drafted or are still playing once they've graduated. So a lot of guys actually do come back out here to Arizona, even if they're not from here, to train. So it's been great. Actually, just kind of surrounding myself with other guys who have had success in college and in pro ball so far, and then getting to just kind of hang out in the afternoons has been really cool.
Yeah, but Crystal said he also golfs a lot in his free time, his non-baseball time. Is that like a baseball thing? Because you guys are all trying to perfect your swing one way or another, whether it's in the golf or for baseball.
I think it is. I think it is like a competitive, similar to baseball kind of vibe. I actually hear McChrystal's pretty good though, so I wouldn't put myself in that boat. I would definitely say I'm going out there to try to finish 18, not get a good score. And I think McChrystal is out there shooting par.
Yeah, I think he says he like goes every day. Like he's
Yeah,
doing maybe
okay.
golf a little bit more than baseball some days. I'm not trying to put anything out there. I'm just saying he said he's really into golf, and I think he does with his dad and family members and stuff too. So
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, no, I'm just once a week if I can try to get out there, and I mean, if I finish a hole, it's a win for me.
that's fair. Yeah, I'm the same way. I just trying to get it up there, just trying to keep it on the green.
Yep.
I haven't golfed in 10 years.
Don't start.
This podcast is brought to you by Battle Bites Jerky. Premium brisket beef jerky engineered for gamers and athletes who refuse to compromise on performance or taste. High protein, low carbs, and no additives with 6 premium flavors to choose from. Find yours at fuelyourbattle.com and use code ALLGLOVESOFF10 at checkout for 10% off your order. Battle Bites also donates 10% off from every order to the Wounded Warrior Project. Thank you, Battle Bites, for the sponsor, and now back to the show. All right, rapid fire, Kien Vu. Are you ready?
I am ready. Let's do it.
All right, your best golf score.
Oh, 93.
Pre-game meal.
Chipotle.
Ooh. I guess other than golf, favorite hobby.
Fishing.
Nice.
Favorite player growing up. I think you said Ichiro earlier.
Ichiro. Let's go with that.
And then favorite ballpark that you've played in.
Does it can be
Any
college
level.
too?
Yeah.
Mississippi State, I think it's called the Duty or something, is a really cool field.
You have any superstitions?
Same underwear, not washing it.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. No, actually, I'm not a very superstitious guy.
Gotcha.
Go-to song before a game?
Ooh. Stay by Rihanna. Or an Alicia Keys song.
Mm.
All right. And then your favorite memory from your time in Daytona?
The champagne showers leading up to the finals. I wish there was that extra one, but the two leading up to it were fun.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it is bittersweet, but maybe they'll like, energize you guys to get out there again and try to finish the job next time or whatever level you're at, Daytona, whatever it ends up being. But
Exactly.
but yeah,
Yep.
I think we're coming to the end. Unless Ricky, you got something. We're really again appreciative of your time to answer our serious questions and our silly ones and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rick, you have anything else or?
Nope, I'm all good.
Then
Awesome. Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
We got one more
It's been a
though. I
blast.
got one more
Okay.
though for you, Ken. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
We end it this way with all our guests, all our Reds, either players or people in the media that we talk to that cover the Reds. In our lifetime, will the Reds win?
Yes. Yes.
There you go.
Soon,
Kien
sooner
Vu,
rather than
everybody.
later, too.
Exactly. Yep. That's the right answer, I guess. I'm just kidding.
Let's do it.
But,
I know. I thought that was a trick question. I was.
No trick questions here. No, we're trying. Yeah. But again, thank you again for your time. Really appreciative. Yeah, we had a lot of fun, and we wish you the best going forward in 2026. Ricky and I will actually be out there in Arizona for a little bit, so hopefully maybe we can catch up and see you out there doing your thing.
Shoot me a text and we'll get something. I don't really know what spring training looks like either, but I'm sure I'll have a bunch of free time, so I'll see you guys around.
Sounds great.
And yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Oh, thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Go Reds.
Right. Go Reds. I'll see you guys.